I was once what my parents saw as the best in their eyes. Proud returnees who are elites in their fields. Until the third day after returning to the country, I sneaked into the hospital and got that lab test report. The moment of a positive preliminary HIV test result. There's only one thought in my mind. If only time could go back 4 years. I definitely won't use the money my parents earned from selling their house. Go and pay for the ticket to my wasted youth. I use vanity. Buried my parents' expectations with my own hands. The moment I pushed open the door of my home, what greeted me was 4 dishes my mom had cooked. The aroma of lotus root and pork rib soup from hours ago. The banner that Dad specially had hung in the living room. Welcome our beloved daughter back from her studies. That red background with yellow text. It stings my eyes terribly. I'm standing at the door, pushing 2 huge suitcases in my hands. It's filled with discounted luxury bags and cosmetics. Yet, there was no trace of that heavy diploma at all. What are you standing there for? Come in quickly so Mom can see if you've lost weight. Mom still hasn't taken off her apron. Just rushed over to hug me. Her rough hands stroked my back. I suddenly felt a physiological stiffness. These past few years abroad, I'm no longer used to this kind of intimate physical contact. Dad drank quite a lot of alcohol at dinner. Blushing face, keeps showing me his phone the whole time. The job he got through someone else? An administrative position in a state-owned enterprise. Stability makes one look respectable. Dear, we don't expect you to make a ton of money. Just for the sake of peace of mind. These past few years, your mom and I have lived frugally. Finally, I've gotten you to confess. The phrase "lie frugally" is like a dull knife. Buried deep into my heart. My family isn't wealthy at all. Failed the college entrance exam 4 years ago. Looking at my tear-red eyes, Mom and Dad gritted their teeth, sold the old house where we had lived for over a decade, borrowed money from various sources again, sent me on a flight abroad. In their perception, that place is heaven. It's a hall where anyone who steps inside is instantly gilded with glory. And I am the phoenix who bears the hopes of my entire family on my back. The first month after moving abroad. That's indeed what I think. I live in the cheapest shared apartment. Chewing on the cheap hard bread on sale at the supermarket. Plating dishes at a Chinese restaurant. Even though my hand got blisters from the heat, I didn't dare make a sound. I thought this was what striving was all about. Until I met Lily, a girl from a first-tier city in China. She drives a Porsche to school. The backpack I'm carrying has enough money for my living expenses for several years. He dragged me along to the party. That was my first time stepping inside. That colorful world. Expensive champagne flows like water. People with different skin colors and eye colors. Young bodies twist wildly to the music. Life is short. Enjoy life while you can. Lily whispered in my ear. Then he handed me a cocktail whose name I didn't know. That night, a blonde boy approached me, praising me as beautiful in broken Chinese. Under the dual influence of alcohol and vanity, I sunk low. The first time, I didn't return home at night. The first time, I ignored my parents' transfer records. Since then, I seem like a completely different person now. I started making up various excuses to ask my family for money. Language class tutoring fees, professional training fees, rent deposit. Every time the reasons are supposedly noble and legitimate. Mom and Dad on the other end of the phone always say the same thing. Don't be stingy with money. Mom and Dad have money. Study hard. I used the hard-earned money they made from selling their houses to buy brand-name goods. To pay for the high costs of the party. I began to enjoy being in that state. The feelings that different men seek to bring out in women. The romance of Italy. France's passion. The enthusiasm of Latin America. I consider this as a medal of honor. A proof of conquering the world. I've built something on social media platforms. A fake life of a high society woman. Under each meticulously crafted animation, it's all compliments and envy from friends back home. And Mom and Dad, take care of your health. Comments about going to bed early, but I always choose to ignore it. The consequences of indulgence came quickly. I've been having a persistent low-grade fever. Unexplained red rashes on the body. At first, I didn't pay attention. Thought it was due to acclimatization issues. Until I had it with me. One of the guys in the close relationship sent a message on a social media app. I went to check it out, feeling light as a feather. There's a problem. You'd better go there too. Then they blocked me. That was a ticket to hell. I'll never forget going to the hospital. That afternoon when the examination was done, the sky was gray and overcast. When I took the test report with trembling hands, when seeing that the HIV antibody test result needs to be rechecked above, the whole world collapsed before my eyes. Later, the results of the confirmation experiments confirmed the findings. The re-examination confirmed the diagnosis without any doubt. I didn't cry, just squatting on the cold streets of a foreign land. My stomach's in chaos, my stomach's swirling around like a storm. I can't stop shaking all over. I don't dare tell my parents. Don't even dare to go home. Until the visa expires. I'm like a prisoner who's been banished. Fled back to his country in a sorry state. The third day after returning to the country, I used a medical checkup as an excuse. Secretly went to the disease control center for a diagnosis. Holding that thin piece of paper, I walked aimlessly down the street. The bustling world seems unrelated to me. Returned home through a transparent glass enclosure, Dad is still enthusiastically planning my future. Once the job becomes stable, I'll buy you a small apartment near your workplace as a down payment. Find my parents a reliable boyfriend too. Stop talking, I forcibly interrupted him. The voice was as hoarse as sandpaper. They were stunned. Looking at my pale face, I knelt down in front of them with a thud. Tears finally poured out like a flood breaking its banks. I tore off the mask of that returnee elite. Bring out the most unbearable, most ugly truths. The bloody carcass lay spread out before their eyes. From the initial indulgence to becoming accustomed to it over time. And then that cold diagnostic report. The air in the room became stagnant, immobile. The spoon in Mom's hand clattered to the floor. Crushed to pieces. The color vanished completely from Dad's face in an instant. It seemed like he aged 10 years in an instant. Staring at me intently. Lips trembling. Can't say a single word. Then there was Mom's heart-wrenching crying. That kind of despair. It's like trying to flip the roof off. She punched me with her fists. Beating myself again. Asking over and over again, why? What exactly have we done wrong? I knelt there. Let his fist fall as it will. Over and over again, just, I'm sorry. I know I owe you an apology. In the face of everything they've done for me, light as dust. That night, the lights in the house remained on all night long. The next morning, Dad's eyes were bloodshot. He had a hoarse voice. He only said one thing to me. Take medicine on time. Leave well. At the end of the story, I didn't become their pride as I had hoped. I became a volunteer. Use your own lessons to dissuade those people. Girls who are about to embark on a journey or who are already lost along the way. I want to tell everyone who has been children who hold high hopes from their parents, the sharpest knife in the world. It's never been about poverty or failure. But you use the hard-earned money and love of your loved ones to do it. Feeding a vanity that can never be satisfied. This knife not only wounds the body but also breaks the heart. Everyone thought I was returnee elites who've gilded themselves abroad. Only I know. Beneath this polished exterior of mine, the filthy souls who hide away and indulge in debauchery abroad night after night, now. I no longer even have a chance to find an honest person to take over the business. My name is Sue Wan. I'm 27 years old this year. Just returned to the country 3 months ago. Right now, I'm sitting in the car of my blind date, Lu Chun. The atmosphere was originally very good. He's a gentle and kind programmer. Not much talk, but there's a spark in his eyes when he looks at me. He just transferred from Hangzhou to Beijing. My social circle is as clean as a blank sheet of paper. The perfect marriage partner, according to my mom. He suddenly turned to look at me. There's a strange sense of distance in her eyes. Su-wan, those years you spent in the UK. Are you having a lot of fun? My blood instantly froze. 3 years ago, my parents sold the 130 square meter house in our hometown. Raised 600,000. Sent me to the UK for postgraduate studies. On the day of departure, Mom touched my head and said, "Wan, that's all our family has. Study hard. Return to bring honor to our ancestors." My dad stood by without saying a word. "It's just a piece of paper saying to spend money sparingly." Pushed a note into the compartment of my suitcase. That note was later found somewhere in Manchester. In the early morning, I used it to wipe the corners of my mouth that were covered in vomit. The days upon arriving in the UK were filled with suffocating feelings of inferiority. The students around me were carrying LV and Gucci bags, discussing whether to go to Iceland or Switzerland for Christmas. And I spent time in the supermarket over just a 50-cent difference in price. Hesitated for 10 minutes between the 2 cheapest loaves of bread. That kind of desperate effort coming from the bottom up. A sense of tearing that's both integrated and yet completely out of place. Like an ant gnawing at my heart day and night. Then there was a guy named Chris. A girl from Guangzhou helped me out. The first place he took me to. It's on the top floor of an apartment building. Alcoholic music. And then there's that illusion that I've finally been noticed. A guy named Alex handed me a cigarette. I finished coughing up. Amidst the laughter of those around me, I actually felt a kind of pathological sense of belonging. That kind of decay starts with habits. First time skipping class. First time not coming home at night. The first time I noticed it when I woke up, lying in a stranger's bed by myself. Later, everything became meaningless. I've learned how to navigate effortlessly between different men. Learn to use one's body to gain entry. Tickets to enter the more exclusive circles. I give my parents money every month. 10,000 yuan saved by living frugally. Wasted on bars and drinks in the early hours of the morning. Stacks of high-quality knockoff luxury goods. I lied to them, saying that I was writing my paper in the library. Living in a drunken stupor in someone's luxury car. I'm also dating a local DJ at the same time. A rich second-generation heir from within the country. And a middle-aged supermarket owner who promised to marry me. Getting pleasure from them. Money and false promises. Until last winter, a comprehensive medical examination report lies before me. The cold English words above made me collapse to the ground. At that moment, I felt like a bird, apples that are rotting from the inside out. No matter how polished the appearance, it can't hide that essence. A foul smell emanating from within. So I fled back to my country. Naively, I thought, change the environment. Cut off the long hair. Put on the white dress. I can just pack away that dirty past and put it away for good. Start over as a new person. I started going on blind dates like crazy. My goals are very clear. Find someone who's honest and decent. Don't join any circles, communities. A man who knows how to make a living. Let him be my redemption. Cover for my rotten past. Luchan is the perfect person for me. We've known each other for a month. He doesn't even dare to hold my hand. Take me home by 9 p.m. at the latest during the date. He said that good girls deserve to be taken seriously. I almost laughed until tears came out. What a good girl. If he knew that I once sacrificed everything for a limited edition bag, what did I do with a man I've only known for 3 hours? Will he vomit on the spot? That night, he took the initiative to ask me to go to his place for the first time. Said they'd cook for me themselves. I wore the lightest makeup possible. Wore the most conservative dress possible. Yet the heart beat so fast it seemed about to fly out of the throat. His apartment is very tidy. Candles and red wine were placed on the dining table. It's exactly the peaceful life I've always dreamed of. When the atmosphere is slightly tipsy, he suddenly said, "Su-wan, let's be serious about each other. I want to know everything about you." Then he picked up his phone. An interface has been opened. I glanced at it out of the corner of my eye. It was as though a lightning bolt had struck the entire person. I'm too familiar with that interface. It's a private group for British international students to share information. It's filled with various anonymous submissions. Photos that are blurred but still visible. 𝓛𝓾𝔁𝓲𝓾𝓼's cousin happened to be studying in London. It just so happens that he's also a senior member of that group. Her voice remained calm. Yet it's like a dull knife. Each cut slices through my flesh. My cousin said there's someone named Swan. The girl is quite famous in Manchester circles. Had been with over a dozen boyfriends. Also, I've been on an ambulance for various reasons. Swan, it's you, right? Swan is my nickname in the UK. The color drained completely from my face. I want to defend myself. I want to say that wasn't me. I want to say that it's someone else who's slandering me. But I saw that photo on his phone screen. Although the face is blurred with a mosaic effect. But that Tiffany necklace around my neck. It was something I obtained in the most despicable way possible. I've still been carrying it with me since I returned to my home country. My whole body started trembling uncontrollably. It's not because of fear. It's a sense of immense shame. It swept me away like a tsunami. It's preventing me from breathing. That filthy thing I tried my best to bury. The rotten self is just like this, left behind. People are pulled out of the darkness. Exposed completely to the blinding sunlight, 𝓛𝓾𝔁𝓲𝓾𝓼 put down his phone. He wasn't angry. No roaring. It's just those eyes that were once filled with starlight. It became completely dark in an instant. He looked at me. There's only one kind of expression left in their eyes: despair. I feel pity for things that are worse than death itself. I won't keep you for dinner, he said. Hoarse voice. Suwan, your parents sold the house to send you away. I didn't ask you to go. Ah, whatever. Just go away. I didn't cry. There's no explanation either. Picked up the bag and walked out through that door. The voice-activated light in the hallway turned on, illuminating the shadow of my carefully crafted appearance on my way here. I suddenly remembered my dad's note telling me to spend money wisely. I remember my mom saying, to bring honor to our family. It turns out to be a gift bestowed by fate, really agreed on the price in secret. And the debts I've incurred abroad, I'll probably never be able to pay it off in my lifetime. I'm using the hard-earned money they've saved their entire lives for. Living one's life in a foreign land became the cheapest whore. When I finally had enough of acting, want to go back to my home country and find a reliable man to settle down with. But on the night before the engagement party, he used a video of me having a threesome with someone else. Nailed to the pillar of shame. My name is Suwan. My mom spent 3 months going through the book of songs to come up with this name. The meaning is that it's hoped I'll be as gentle and virtuous as the sunset. But those years I spent abroad, not worthy of even one character in this name. I was born in a third-tier city. My dad is a regular clerk at a state-owned enterprise. My mom is a cashier at a supermarket. To send me abroad, they sold the only 3-bedroom apartment they had in the house. It was replaced with an old, dilapidated building. Once again, I humbly borrowed over 100,000 from relatives. My dad said, "Don't be afraid to spend money, daughter. Dad can still earn money." At that moment, I swore to let the whole world know. This was born to these humble middle-aged people. What an excellent daughter she is. The first month in London, everything is fine. The turning point occurred in the second semester. Academic pressure and language barriers. And that deep-seated sense of inferiority that's ingrained in one's bones. It's like being crushed by 3 huge mountains, leaving me unable to breathe. The circle of Chinese international students around me. There are 2 types of people. One type is a true academic genius. The library is their home. Another type are wealthy second-generation heirs who obtain degrees through fraud. I'm caught in the middle, like some kind of grotesque monster. To fit in with the group, I started going to nightclubs with them. Going there for the first time, I thought it was just a drink to relax a little. Later, I found out that it was the ticket to enter the abyss of corruption. In the circles of second-generation rich people, everything is clearly priced. Today, you're treating and we'll go to a private booth. Tomorrow, I'll give you a Burberry as a gift in return. I have no money, but I'm young. Pretty enough to look at. This is capital. Soon, a guy named Lucas started pursuing me. He's not the most handsome, but he's the most generous. He bought me a bag. Take me to a Michelin-starred restaurant. Take me to Iceland to see the aurora. In exchange, I've learned how to consume harmful substances. Learned how to use the restroom in a nightclub. He had intimate contact with her. That feeling of being enveloped by money and desire made me completely forget who I am. I was talking to my parents on video, lying that I just got back from work and am very tired, while being in Lucas's apartment, wearing the lace underwear he just bought while inhaling harmful substances. Truly rotten to the core. It was Halloween during my junior year of college. Lucas took me and another girl back to the apartment. After party, all three of us were exposed to harmful substances. Under the combined effects of alcohol and drugs, all sense of shame and moral principles have vanished completely. That night, someone recorded the entire process with a mobile phone. I want to resist, but the body doesn't obey commands. I even smiled at the camera. At that time, I thought that was freedom. It's about liberating one's true nature. It's the blurring effect that's highly regarded in the fashion world. Avant-garde art that challenges gender boundaries. Looking back now, that isn't liberation. That was animalistic intercourse. After that night, the video spread within small circles. I suddenly became popular. Everyone knows that there's one. Chinese girls really know how to have fun. I'm like a hollowed-out rag doll. Occasionally, I get asked out by different people. Just for that cheap, harmful stuff, materials, and a few expensive dinners. Until I graduated and returned to my home country. The moment I set foot on my homeland, watching fellow countrymen in a hurry at the airport, that long-missed sense of security made my nose sting. I deleted all contact information. Pack up and seal away those unbearable pasts. I told myself, Suwan, you've been reborn. At the arrangement of my parents, I got to know 𝓛𝓾𝓁. He's the epitome of an honest person. Programmers don't talk much. Wear black-rimmed glasses. When she smiles, her eyes narrow into slits. First meeting, his nervous hands didn't know where to go. Poured me water, but half of the table got spilled too. His monthly salary is 15,000. Never been abroad. My biggest hobby is saving money to buy figurines. The way he looked at me had a certain expression of respect towards someone who had returned from abroad. The elitist condescending attitude and cautious flattery. I suddenly feel tired. Sick of all that fancy stuff in London. A liar who talks nonsense all the time. 𝓛𝓾𝓁 is like a bowl of plain porridge. Though bland, it's good for health. I began to play the role of a well-behaved and innocent person. Even a somewhat conservative girl. I wore a cotton dress and talked with him about literature and movies. Never mentions nightclubs or luxury goods. He took me to meet his parents. His parents couldn't stop smiling. Feel like my son has found a treasure. I thought I was hiding it really well. Paper can't hide the fire after all. The night before our engagement party, 𝓛𝓾𝓁 invited me to take a walk by the river. He remained silent throughout the journey. I naively asked him if he was nervous. Suddenly he stopped, with a coldness I've never seen before. A look that penetrates right to my very core. He took out his phone. Give a video link. The image is too dark. But my face, my laughter is like a dagger dipped in poison, stabbed right into my heart. Is this you? His voice was trembling. I don't know whether it's anger or humiliation. There was a loud bang in my head. The world is spinning upside down. I feel like I've been stripped naked in public. I instinctively wanted to grab the phone. Listen to my explanation. That was from my past. I was forced to do it. Forced, 𝓛𝓲 suddenly pushed me away. It was almost shouted out. Forced to be with both a man and a woman at the same time. Forced to laugh so loudly. Suwan, what the hell do you think I am? Is this the trash bin? His tears fell down. A man who's 1.8 meters tall. Crouched by the river, wailing loudly. I watched him. Apart from panic. A faint sense of connection emerged from the depths of my heart. I myself find it disgusting and repulsive. A man. Is it really necessary to cry like this? In London, this isn't even worth mentioning. As soon as this thought came to mind, I suddenly shivered with cold. That's when I realized it. Those bad habits abroad. Those values that are rotten to the core. It wasn't deleted at all. They clung to me like ghosts. Reveals its true nature whenever there's a chance. I only found out later. The video shows someone returning to the country as well. Sent to him by people within the development circle. The caption is just one sentence, bro. Congratulations on taking over the role of our London bus goddess. 𝓛𝓲 hasn't forgiven me. He cancelled the wedding. I left all my things at the door. When my parents found out, my mom was so angry that she had a heart attack. Was admitted to the ICU. My dad went gray overnight, slapped me hard outside the ward. That was the first time he hit me. I knelt in the hospital hallway. My face is burning with pain. But somewhere deep inside, it felt like a relief. I don't deserve pure love like 𝓛𝓲's. I lost the pride that my parents had earned over a lifetime. I even lost myself in the process. I'm still single today. It's not that others look down on me. It's just that I haven't yet learned how to be a better person again. You ask me why I'm still single at 30. Because I have a label called Returned Overseas Elite attached to me. But behind these 4 words lies something that you all don't know. I, who've been in a state of decay for 5 years, unimaginable. Just yesterday, that one was carefully selected by me. An honest person who intends to commit to someone for life, torn apart all my dignity. My name is 𝓛𝓲. I'm 30 years old this year. Working a decent job in a second-tier city. Everyone thinks I have great charm. Having a broad perspective comes from having a solid foundation at home. They sent me abroad when I was in high school. No one knows. For this foundation basis, my parents sold the only 3-bedroom apartment we had at home. Crushed into that old, dilapidated place. My dad is in his 50s, to earn more overtime pay. Volunteered to work in the most difficult workshop. The year one first arrived abroad. I'm only 18 years old. Unfamiliar language environment. Huge academic pressure. And the classmates around me too. The sense of superiority that slips out unintentionally. It swallowed me up in an instant. I live in the cheapest semi-basement apartment. To save a few bucks on bus fare. In the snow with temperatures well below 0. It takes 40 minutes to walk to class. All I could think about at that time was, how can I be worthy of my parents? How to stand out from the crowd. Humans are animals shaped by their environment. The most dazzling girls around you, wearing a branded bag on one's back, driving a sports car. I can get you to stay up late just through chatting and laughing. When even recommendation letters can't be handled properly, your beliefs will collapse. My transformation happened my sophomore year. In order to fit in with what's called an elite circle, I spent a month's worth of living expenses. Bought a discounted dress to go to the party. That night, under the influence of alcohol and vanity, I crossed that line. The other person is a Chinese businessman who's much older than me. He effortlessly helped me resolve a problem. The tuition gap that's almost forced me to drop out of school. Since then, everything's out of control. That feeling was like opening something up. A Pandora's box. I began to become addicted to the thrill of taking shortcuts. Using youth and one's body in exchange for resources, connections, and money. My friends in the social circle are all glamorous and beautiful. Today on this island. Tomorrow at that fashion show. When I called my parents. But they make up stories about working hard. Lies about getting scholarships. On the other end of the phone, my dad always says, "Daughter, don't be stingy just because dad has money. He doesn't know. Every penny he earned through hard work, probably all wasted by me. In the emptiness after a hangover, I've been with people of different types. The relationships are so complicated that even I can't remember them clearly. I learned how to smoke and drink excessively, even touch things that shouldn't have been touched, trying to fill the growing void inside me. During the day, I was considered a fairly smart student in the eyes of my professors. At night, I'm like a moth that can't bear the light. I'll rush at everything that can make me, temporarily forgetting the flames of shame. I banished all of this from myself. All are presented as ways of experiencing life. Integrate into the culture. I told myself, wait until I graduate. It's all behind us now. I can go back to who I used to be. The year one graduated. I used up my last bit of connections. Got a beautiful diploma. I returned to my country as if I were fleeing. The moment I set foot on my motherland's soil, I've made a decision. Bury that filthy version of myself once and for all. I need to find a place where no one knows me. Start over. Marry and have children with an honest and decent person, living the most peaceful life possible. As if this would wash away all the filth from me. Got married through a blind date quickly. I got to know 𝓛𝓲𝓯𝓾𝓻𝓲𝓾. He is an IT engineer. Wearing a pair of black-rimmed glasses. She looks a bit shy when she smiles. He owns a small house in the area. There's a vehicle for transportation. My biggest hobby is going fishing on weekends. Or try out new recipes at home. Being with him, I feel a sense of peace and tranquility like I've never experienced before.
He gets upset just because I casually say I'm hungry.
Woke up in the middle of the night just to cook noodles for me. He'll remember every one of my menstrual cycles. Prepare brown sugar water in advance. He respects and cherishes me. My gaze is filled with pure affection for you. My parents are extremely pleased with him. To everyone she meets, she says her daughter has finally gotten what she deserves after all the hardships. Find a good man who knows how to be caring and considerate. The engagement has been scheduled. During that time, I really thought I had won, thinking that the past could be completely buried. I began to learn how to be a gentle and virtuous fiancé. Learned to cook and accompany him to watch his favorite science fiction movies. I've almost forgotten it myself. My own shameful past. Until that day. Our last family dinner together before getting engaged. The venue is set at the best hotel in the city. My parents wore them specially for the occasion. New clothes I'm too reluctant to wear on regular days. Laughing so hard I can't close my mouth. The atmosphere at the meal was lively and friendly. Everything is perfect. Along the way, 𝓛𝓲𝓯𝓾𝓻 said he needed to go answer a phone call. I didn't pay any attention either. After a dozen minutes or so,
He's back?
her face was as pale as paper. There wasn't a trace of warmth in his eyes anymore. There's only one kind of coldness and emptiness that I've never seen before.
He walked straight up to me.
Didn't sit down. Instead, turned the phone screen upside down. Push it right under my nose. On the screen is a photo of me from when I was abroad. Drunk and blurred-eyed. Excessively revealing clothing. Being held in the arms by a strange white man. Laughter that's cheap and vulgar. I don't know where he got it from. In that instant, my brain buzzed loudly. A blank space. Lingyu's voice was hoarse, with trembling that was barely suppressed. The sound isn't very loud, but it made everyone at the table quiet.
Tell me.
You're working part-time while studying abroad. It's very hard and exhausting.
Tell me.
I'm the first man you want to bring home to meet your parents. Are these the hardships you've endured? My parents' smiles froze on their faces. My mom's chopsticks fell onto the table with a snap. I'd like to explain. I'd say that was just ignorance from youth. I want to say that I've already changed. But looking at that photo, looking at the burning flame in 𝓛𝓲𝓯𝓾𝓻𝓲𝓾𝓼's eyes, anger at being humiliated, all my words got stuck in my throat. Can't say a single word. I wanted to give you a surprise. He threw a velvet box on the table. Inside is a diamond ring. I plan to do it in front of everyone today. An elder is proposing to you. Thank you for giving me such a wonderful surprise. He didn't shout or yell. That makes me feel even worse than when he scolds me. He just looked at her with the same gaze he would use for a stranger. Finally, he glanced at me one last time. Then I bowed deeply to my parents. Uncles and aunts. I'm sorry, I can't afford to get married. Then he turned around, left without even looking back. Deadly silence filled the private room. All that's left are my mom's suppressed sobs and my dad. Sighs so heavy they make it hard to breathe. I slumped in my chair, looking at that glaring diamond ring. Finally understand. It turns out that all the shortcuts in life are. The price had already been secretly agreed upon. And I gave my youth and body in exchange. The rotten past that was exchanged in return. It became a mark that I'll never be able to wash away for the rest of my life. I want to find an honest person to settle down with. But that sea has long been polluted.